Hello ladies and gents, and welcome back to part 2 of my playthrough of Triage. Okay, so as I've discovered, if you exit the game does not save. So if you're going to play this game, you need to do it all in one sitting. So if you exit the game, it'll just start from the beginning again. So what I've done is I've just played through again right up to the point where I left it in the last video. So we're on day 3, and I made all the same choices which I'd made in part 1, so nothing has changed. So here we go. So as we discovered in part 1, Dr. King was keeping a monster upstairs, and he was extracting some kind of juice from the monster's heart and using that to treat the patients. And I gave it to Morgan, but now I'm thinking maybe that's what was spreading this curse around. Maybe that's what was afflicting everybody. But we'll check in on our patients, and we'll see how everybody's doing. There's probably a bit more to discover yet, so let's talk to the nurse. Good morning. Did you sleep well? She's not speaking to me. Oh, I think she's annoyed with me. I've done something wrong. I'm not sure. The air today, it's unsettled. Colder too. I fear we're nearly out of time, Doctor. Please, be cautious today. Germain still suffers from chest pains that keep him from sleeping. Joanna's developed a viral infection overnight, and her muscles act. Morgan's fever broke, but the rash and headache that took its place is far worse. We have no time to waste. Go attend to them and be sure to choose carefully. Yeah. Right, so I've got a feeling that whoever we don't treat today is possibly going to leave us. What's going on? The first snow will begin to fall at any moment. Stag March needs its hunter, its tailoress, and its journalist. Be that as it may, you won't be able to save them all. I wish it weren't so. Good luck. Yes, the tailor and the hunter are obviously required for winter, because people need to be fed and people need to be clothed. The journalist doesn't seem like it's as important, but the journalist is the one that's cracking down on what's going on. Morgan seems to be on the ball, and so everybody seems equally as important, really. Let's check in on everybody. But I think we're going to lose some people after today. Would it divert that sacred head for such a worm as I? For there I stood in blood, my faith put on the line. I then received my sight, and I'll be happy all the time. Oh goodness, I hardly saw you there, my sweet Eliza. Oh, she's seen her loved one. Eliza, who's dead, who apparently Germain had something to do with, but Morgan was saying that Germain was afflicted with this curse. So I'm wondering if Germain's a bad egg, or if it was the curse what caused him to do something to Eliza. I'm just rambling. I never meant any harm, only did what I was destined for. Putting these hands to use, looking for appeasement with my Maker. For all our sakes, the world's end draws near after all. I think that Morgan sees it too. When did Morgan talk to you? The unknown traveller came in hot as fire, face aglow and a scowl upon their face. They told me they knew about the body, what I had done to others. What have you done? They spoke of terrible things, of me misusing my power to take advantage of the less fortunate. They believe I spread their curse in this town. Worst of all, they speak of my work as bringing Eliza back to be null. I wonder if that's Eliza upstairs, the monster. How cruel to say when you're here with me now. They think you caused the curse. The traveller is convinced my words are meant to divide the disheartened. They believe that I'm turning people to worship a great evil. What great evil, you may ask? For that I'm uncertain. Ever generous, it even brought back my Eliza. Brought her back how? Look at you here now, a sign of glowing health, not taken over by petals of flesh, just as spry as I remembered you to be. I brought you back with prayer and worship. You know I'm not Eliza. Ever the cheeky one, dear. There's no need to play games now. We should embrace this opportunity we have together. What's she suggesting? She thinks I'm Eliza. I can finally leave this place and go back to the shop with you, yeah. What do you need now, dear? Have you gone into the woods? Why do you think this is helping? Can we talk about... Have you gone into the woods, Joanna? I have been. After Eliza had passed, I was drawn to it more. Like some force had been beckoning me. There I saw things unlike I had ever seen off the trail. Blood had decorated the woods in paths untouched, bodies and flesh laid to rest by some unknown force. The spirits were not properly laid to rest. They begged me to let them move on. I had taken it upon myself to provide them passage, moving them further into the woods, to where their deity rested. What are you talking about? Yes, the woods are dangerous. A figure made of thick wood and moss stands against its environment. There it had asked me to place these haunted bodies at its feet. What have you been up to, Joanna? So I did. They seemed peaceful then, sinking into the forest floor. She's been laying spirits to rest, or has she been murdering people? What is the deity doing to the bodies? I can't claim to have all the answers, but I just know it was laying them to rest. By taking them back into earth, it's completed the act of life, in which we give our bodies. We owe a lot to our environment. It's important to respect this balance. It's only fair we return when the time comes. Who were these people? Who were they in life? I'm not sure. The deity said it's lost children. The curse had altered their bodies for not respecting the balance between life and soil. The deity needed them to restore that balance. What do you need now, dear? Why do you think this is helping? I don't understand what you mean, dear. Prayer and worship have been the only thing offsetting the sins of this town. Why do you think we're being punished in the first place? If people hadn't turned their backs on the earth, maybe the curse would have never came. It's just correcting our wrongs. This goes beyond prayer. I don't think so. This is just a silver to the bigger issue at hand. The deity sees through us, can sense our true desires. If the people of Stagmarch weren't so selfish, this curse wouldn't be making people turn on one another. How was the curse started then? Like I've said before, when people in Stagmarch stopped caring for worship, they grew more into isolation. This disconnect of the earth had an impact on the environment. The woods grew more dangerous. It seems the winters only got harsher. Subtle things. I believe the curse started in the woods, with the icon of the deity. slowly seeping into our town. The statue caused the curse? No, just a physical agent to bind the disease to our earthly realm, working as some sort of medium between the two spaces. Don't think about destroying the statue either. It would do very little in the larger issue at hand. Interesting. Let's talk about your treatment. Muscle aches, viral infection, and red eyes with pronounced veins. You can see her red eyes. That sounds about right. I think I'm truly on the edge of recovery. I've made peace with my maker. Take your time, I don't need the medicine. Because she thinks prayers will do it. Let's check on our Morgan. Our conspiracy seeker. She's getting to the bottom of everything. I finally told it to them straight. They've been getting away with ruining this town long enough. I can only hope it was worth putting this target on my back. We have no idea who will even make it out of here. So much is clouded in uncertainty. What did you say to them? Germain must have brought the curse in from the woods with him. It seems like those monsters roam around in there. Joanna is at fault too with her preaching. The way she convinces people to do things, it seems a bit cryptic, off. How did Germain bring in the curse? Seeing how he is sick now, he must have gotten attacked by one of those things. You asked him how he came in, right? Was he reluctant to share information? Typical. Who knows what else he got himself into with Dr. King? What do you know about him and Dr. King? I had been told by some people I've interviewed that they've seen Germain in and out of hospital. I don't know much details, but he's been helping Dr. King with something. I've heard he helped dispose of the bodies and captured patients. Dispose and capture? It's worse than I could have imagined. How is this possible? Has he no compassion? These were people he possibly knew. Yeah. Why did you confront them? I feel like I'm the only person afraid for this town. I think if these two are let free from here, they'll continue leading innocent people to their deaths. Yeah, Joanna with her preaching and Germain's capturing them, apparently. Maybe even continuing Dr. King's plan if that's what they're doing. Well, I think maybe that's what we're doing with the heart juice. Do you expect them to stay here? What do you think King's plan was? I've said it before, but there's no way there was just innocent medical treatment happening here. He may not have had an answer for the cure, but that doesn't account for how he came to his conclusions. He certainly couldn't have done this all by himself. Germain assisted him. All those nights he'd been at the hospital, rifle in hand. There's certainly no other answer. Germain did help him. So it's as I feared. The hunter that the town trusted had been stealing away those same people in the night, or whatever it was he was doing. Should have known. Let's try the other option. Do you expect them to stay here? Don't be silly. They need to be held accountable for their crimes. They can't have this swept under the rug. It's a disservice to the people here if they're not aware of what's going on. How will they be held accountable? This article will land in the laps of the authorities. They'll be able to be put away for their various crimes, and maybe just Stagmarch can finally heal. What if the curse persists? I can't be certain the curse goes away with them. but I can be hopeful that much of the dorm and fear they bring will slowly subside as the community works together to move on. So if they're leading people to their deaths, maybe I should let them die. What are you going to do? Once my story gets out, I'll figure out all the small details then. There's only so much I can plan for when I have no idea if I'll be alive tomorrow. I can only hope for better things to come. Will this help to get closer to the cure? A story like this will definitely explode beyond our borders, maybe reaching the ears of people more informed of our predicament. I think change is on the horizon if we reach for it with both hands. What if it doesn't get much reach? While I acknowledge the margin of failure of this not bringing people together, I still hold steadfast that good will come. If I lose all my hope, why do any of this at all? Why seek the better outcome? I'll continue doing my best. If you're dead set on this cure, you'll be surpassing Dr. King soon enough. You just need to keep your head on straight and keep searching for that answer. It might just be underneath your nose. Can we talk about your treatment? It can't be too good, I fear. Jaw pain, a rash, and red eyes with pronounced veins. So I'm thinking Morgan is who we should maybe focus on. Let's just check the other rooms. No, close. Let's check in with Jermaine. I don't want to go back in. Yeah, that's where the monster is. Oh, Jermaine. What does that biatch know? Me causing the curse? What a crock of S. They think they know everything. That they have Dr. King's whole plan figured out. He looks like an evil monster with those red eyes. They couldn't be further from the truth. Pointing blame to us mere pawns in this scheme. Had no choice, played my part the best I could. What the F do you want? Did you send them here to talk to me? When did Morgan talk to you? What kind of doctor even are you? Don't have any clue what's going on under your own roof? Dr. King was a sneaky bee, but he had his wits about him, he did. Can you say the same for yourself? Bah, that nosy reporter came by all right. This morning like a bat out of hell, whining about how I caused the curse. Me cause all this, please? They're like a child making up ghosts. What do you mean Dr. King was sneaky? He was charmed and well liked by all. No one would question the intentions behind that smile. He cared for little else but the nurse and his research. It was his undoing. What did he do? The way he cut those patients open was gruesome, alive and thrashing. They needed to be held down with chains and leather. I wouldn't even do that to an animal. Did he not see them as human? His next discovery to push Stag March onto the map, maybe. Whatever it was, there was little love in it. These trails would go on for days at a time, depending on the durability of the patient. When did this involve Eliza? She was but a symptom in a larger ongoing case of greed. I didn't want to kill her, but I had no choice. Oh, Jermaine's admitted to it. If I didn't end her, then I would have needed to wrangle her back and bring her to him. It was better in the long run to put her out of her misery. Oh, how can you be so sure? There are truly things worse than death in this life. One of those things was that locked room where the experiments took place. She'd be grateful to not have known them. Did Joanna know Eliza was here? How am I supposed to know? I was mostly there to bring them in. Eliza was lucky to have escaped in the first place. How did you find her? I find them in the woods. She'd been roaming around aimlessly. By the time she escaped, she fled to the tailor's. Probably had faint memories of the place. It became clear to me that there was only more suffering in store should she be back in the hospital. I set her free the only way I knew how. When did your work with Dr. King begin? It feels like forever ago when I first set foot in this hospital. Once a patient like any other with no anchor but treatment. One day, I'd step in here through the back door, rifle in hand, being asked to return to the woods. It went on for months. My service stopped only just months before his death. Why did you do it? Truthfully, I believed the man's vision. I thought he'd bring good to the people of Stagmarch, and I could only help him get there. It required little of me at first, then the demands grew and my conscience suffers for it. What was his vision? He wanted to find a cure for these lesser diseases running amok in the town. Eventually he'd work up to surpassing the curse, ridding it from Stagmarch. Is that not a good thing? It would have been, should the man not have felt encouraged to push the boundaries of his research. He was untethered to reality in the pursuit of progress. That's all for now. Hold on, one more thing. Will you bring me a mirror? I need to see how bad this infection is. Sure. Let's go bring Jermaine a mirror. So Jermaine helped Dr. King bringing in bodies, and he killed Eliza to stop her from going through Dr. King's excruciating research. Let's find him this mirror. There we are. I knew this room had a use for something. Yes, here it is. I thought I understood my place in all this very well, but when I look in this mirror, I see one of them. If every monster in this town is meant to be killed, what does that mean for me? I had thought I'd been doing the right thing, disobeying that man, sneaking around in the woods to bring these things peace. There's no peace, there's no retribution. When we all turn, we'll be indistinguishable masses of flesh. I haven't been fully honest. The first symptoms I ever got were these tendrils growing on my chest, just below the skin. At that time, I was too scared to do anything about it. Thought if I came to see you and got treated, they would go away. They haven't gone away. I can tell it's still there. Doctor, will you cut them off for me? Sure. Thank you. I need to be human no matter what. I fought for my place this long, my humanity. I can't have it be taken from me by this curse. Let's talk about your treatment. Insomnia, chest pain and red eyes with pronounced veins. Does Morgan have the red eyes? No. Okay. So I think I might treat Morgan. Redness of skin indicating a rash, sudden headaches. So feverfew for the headaches. And yarrow for the rash. Feverfew and yarrow. Feverfew and yarrow for Morgan. Yeah, where we yarrow, feverfew, there we go. I don't think we can interact with the basement. I tried that last time. Nobody outside here. I do like the level design. Maybe we can use some of that monster blood to treat somebody else. I think it's important for Morgan to get the story out. Here's the medicine. I'll make my voice heard this time. People have no choice but to listen to what I have to say. We'll fight against this with everything we've got. People deserve to feel safe in their community. They do indeed. I can imagine the woods before me, flowers in bloom. A bright light lingers overhead. I believe I can hear the sounds of chimes. Because Joanna's like not as bothered about being treated. So we see if we can go in here. I don't want to go back in. No. Sorry, Jermaine. This town is on its last leg. With me gone, a new hunter won't be able to make head nor tails of the winter season. Everyone will slowly die, and you along with them. Oh, yeah. Food is important, but maybe the story needs to get out. I thought maybe we could have got some more monster blood. Let's see what happens. Before closing up, you notice that someone is missing from their room. Hearing strange noises from the courtyard, you decide to investigate. Oh God, they've turned. I need to act quickly. A few options. Restrain them, release them, or kill them. I should probably restrain them. Identifying the transformation of two of my patients reminds me of the monster in the attic. I believe I may be able to run a few more trials with two subjects. I swallow down the guilt that builds up in my throat and go to prepare the attic. Did you sacrifice your humanity along with them? Maybe I did. I should have killed them, but I'm not as crazy as Dr. King if it's saving people. In the end, who did I really prioritise? The patients? The town of Stag March? Yourself? I see Morgan's gotten out and she's telling the story. That's good. Does the cycle ever end? Oh. There we go. Yeah, I decided to restrain them just in case Morgan or the others didn't get any better. I didn't feel like I was going to become crazy like Dr. King. If the option was there, I certainly wouldn't be capturing people for research. I wanted to make sure the patients survived. But if I was Joanna, I would have killed them, I guess. Yeah. Interesting little story. Interesting game. And yeah, that was pretty good. Champlain College. Not bad for a student project. I very much enjoyed that. It would be interesting to see a continuation from this, to be honest. I think it'd be pretty good for this group of students to do a sequel to this, or to expand on this universe. It'd be really good to see this story extended, really. Yeah, that was Triage, a student game, and it's free. Check the link out down below if you want to play this yourself. Hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.